So in this video today, I'm gonna be changing out the sprockets and the chain, and I'm gonna show you how to do that and get it done. What's up guys, Jody here. This is my channel, revamping it a little bit, but I'm way into photography, videography, motorcycles, and a lot of DIY stuff. So that's what this channel is gonna be about. First things first, you're gonna have to get your back wheel up off the ground. So I don't have a bike stand per se, so I do have two jack stands, and I stuck them right underneath the two bike stand mounts right along the back swing arm. So I got the back wheel up off the ground already. First thing we gotta do is break the chain. To break the chain, you're gonna need to get a chain breaker. I bought this online on Amazon for about $16. So I got one pin pushed through, so I'm gonna push this other one so it pops in, pull this outside off, push the pins through, and then roll the chain right off. That feels like it's getting a lot looser. So let me just push this back out. Oh. You can see the O-rings are pretty shot, which means probably a good idea to change this chain out right now. And now that the chain is apart, I'm just gonna pull this right off. So that was step number one, breaking the chain, taking the chain off. Old chain, that is. So the next step is that we actually have to take off the back wheel, and then we're gonna take off the back sprocket and remove that and put the new one on. After that, we gotta do the front sprocket. So I do not recommend this particular tool, but it's all I got. I do not have a socket big enough for the back wheel, so I'm gonna be using some channel locks. Not the best idea, but it'll work. I may have slightly forgot to mention, you may need a hammer. Rear axle is removed. Just remember where you guys took stuff off at. Now, you can slide this bad boy out. Make sure you leave your calipers hanging right where you got them. Now that we have the wheel off, it's time to take the old sprocket off and put the new one on. What I do recommend is you have your brake disc here. This is gonna go face down, and because this back wheel is decently wide, it's going to protect it from hitting the ground, but in case it does, if the rubber does give way a little bit as you're working on it, lay it down on something somewhat soft and it's not dirty. I recommend cardboard. All right, for this part, you're just gonna need a 17mm socket and a socket wrench. Once you've removed all of the nuts, you're now ready to take off your sprocket. Ooh, sounds cool, doesn't it? Bam. Maybe we'll figure out something to do with this later. Turn it into something sweet. With the old sprocket off, it's time to put the new sprocket on. Very quickly as well, when installing this onto the bike, make sure that the numbers are on the outside, facing out. It's so nice. nice, so nice. Not inside towards the inside of the wheel. Make sure that it's facing out so you can see it. That means you have put it on the right direction, which is very important because you do not want to have any slippage whatsoever. Tightening these back on, I'm just gonna make everything kind of snug with my fingers. And then when I start to tighten them back on with the wrench, I'm gonna be kind of doing a crisscross pattern, just the same as if I was removing a wheel from a car or putting a wheel back onto a car. All right, so now it's time to put the back wheel back on. So the same steps you took to take it off, just reverse engineer that and put it right back on. Okay, so for now, I'm not going to tighten this back wheel down all the way in case we do need to move it back when we're adjusting the length of the chain. So now it's on to the front sprocket, which means that we got to take off the coolant reservoir to get to the front sprocket. I will show you how that is done. Yeah. So I already got a little bit of a head start here, and I've removed some of the fairing bolts to open this up so I can get in there. But as you guys can see, the coolant reservoir is empty. We'll fix that, but it's also in the way. So we gotta get this out of the way first before we can get in there to change out that front sprocket. 10mm socket. There's a bolt here and here that we're going to remove to set this out of the way. All right, 2 bolts. Coolant reservoir is now up and out of the way. We got our shifter sitting right in the way. Right here on this ball joint, there's a little plastic cap. You're gonna have to take that and pull it back and out of the way, and you'll find yourself a 4mm Allen key bolt that needs to be removed. Once you do that, you should be able to pop this right off the ball joint and slide that out of the way and be able to go down over here to get that cap off. Try to work around the shifter. This case cover is plastic, so it will be somewhat malleable, if that's the right word, to move it around. And we're gonna switch over to a 5mm Allen key to remove that case cover. Oh, that motherfucker's huge. Such a big bolt. A friend of mine told me that it was only a 14mm bolt. That is bullshit. All right, so we got the front sprocket off. We had to get a 32mm socket, so we had to do a little stop over at the auto parts store. Grabbed the 32mm socket, was able to get this off very, very easy with the impact gun, and then slap the new one on, bolt that down. Now the next step is to put on the new chain. All right, so we got the new chain here in the box. We'll take this out. It's so nasty and greasy. And we're going to place this on the bike, take some links out if we need to for it to fit perfectly, and then put everything back, fairings, caps, and then lock that back wheel down, and we should be good to go. So we finally finished the job, got it done, got the chain on, looks beautiful, got the back sprocket and front sprocket on, looks great, remounted the wheel, everything is awesome. Getting that chain on is probably the toughest part about the entire job, and that is the first time I've ever done it actually on a motorcycle. I used to do it when I raced BMX in the past for bicycles, but it was significantly easier than this was. Stay tuned. If you guys like this video, hit that like button. If you didn't, let me know in the comments. Don't dislike it because that's just rude. Just kidding. You guys can dislike it if you want to, but please subscribe if you like what you see, and I got more to come. In the next video, I actually want to do the install of the Power Commander. So if you guys saw the Power Commander video I made already, was just on uploading the maps to the module itself. Just kind of more of the technical how-to on that portion of it before you do the install, because you do have to install the map before you put it in the bike. Anyways, with that, next video coming will be install of the Power Commander itself. But I'm out. Thank you guys very much for watching, and be sure to like this, subscribe if you'd like to, hit the little bell notification or whatever. Anyways, peace. Appreciate you guys.